Cody, based on looking out there today, looks like you might be able to return. How does that sort of feel for you after the way things have gone?
Yeah, it's good. It was kind of a weird injury to have. Just kind of like popped out of nowhere. So it's good to be back. I'm happy to be back with the guys. And it sucks watching from a distance. So to be back at home, it's awesome.
I have to imagine it's like also even harder when like that team is like rolling the way it was. Right?
You hit it on the head there. We were playing really good. Felt like my line was playing good. I was playing good, and everything to come to a halt just sucks. So I wasn't happy about it. I was pretty frustrated with it, but it's hockey. We run into each other full speed. Something's bound to happen. So I'm just glad to be back.
What is it like? Kind of, you've come back from injury before, but trying to like pick up where you left off. What is that process like?
Yeah, it's a little bit tough, especially just having one practice under my belt.
Yeah.
I've just got to dive in head first, go right into it. Montreal's a really good team, so it's going to be a nice test. And if I can just get my feet going, get a couple hits in early, just feel confident, I think that'll help me a lot.
From what you guys have, looked at when it comes to Montreal, what has made them so lethal this year? You guys are, in that 1-2 position, right?
Yeah, I think it's a team that's been, together for a while. They've always had skill, but I think they're playing a very strong defensive game as well. They don't give up a lot. So we've seen in video and stuff like that, but they're really good. They have a good decor, a lot of skill, a lot of young guys, a lot of speed. So, it's going to be a very good game, I think, it's going to be a good one to jump right back into.
Do you think you'll be limited at all, Cody, tonight, or no? Are you going to go
full in? Yeah, let's jump right in, see where it goes, and like I said, that's kind of the thing I'm taking is just try and jump right into it, get hit, that kind of stuff, and see how it goes. You never know. Like I said, it's hockey, so.
Where's your comfort level now, and what Sheldon wants to see accomplished on the ice?
I think he's been pretty straightforward with me, and I feel like coming here as of last year, I kind of knew my role right away, and you just got to accept it. You got to accept what role you're in, and that's something maybe I've struggled in the past and didn't really know what was going on and didn't really accept what I was doing. But here, it's kind of concrete. I'm not going to score every night. We have Jack and Nico, all those guys to do that. So if I can take my kind of defensive role and chip in when I can, I feel like that's a good spot for me to be in.
What does it take to get to that point in someone's career, right? Like where maybe you were a different type of player before. Like where did that sort of settle in for you?
Yeah, I think just talking to a lot of people. I talk with sports psychologists, all that kind of stuff. So I think just maturity too, recognizing where I'm at, and I think that's just kind of a good thing to be in a locker room like this where we have skill, and I do have skill in me. I know I have it in my back pocket, and that's where the depth comes in, because I know it's in there, but for now being the role I'm in, I have to take advantage of and really just dial it in.
Morning skate, obviously Connor wasn't out there, but you had Cody slotted in there. Does it look like he's going to be able to go? He kind of mentioned that.
Yeah, it's kind of the two opposites here, where Glasser came in, feeling probably better than expected from yesterday, and therefore it's good to go tonight. Brown, on the other hand, wasn't feeling as good, and he's not where they want him to be, so that's going to take a little more time to resolve, so he'll be out.
What does that do down the middle for you, having Cody, knowing where his game was at when he went out?
Yeah, it's very important. He was playing very well. It gives us that third center, as you talk about there, and we were using him on home ice here in some tough matchup situations. So that's important for us, and it allows us to put Mercer back on the wing. So we like how that slots everybody in.
Looking at the video, Sheldon, what are you seeing out of Demidov, their rookie there, and how well he's playing, what he's doing so well?
Yeah, he's just a dynamic talent, and they've got some like-minded guys that he can play with, that can make plays and finish with. So he's another guy to add to their list of dynamic skill players.
That being said, I mean you've played against a lot of good young players on the road trip, and you got Demidov tonight, Kindle Saturday, Schaefer Monday. What is it saying about the league? Does it seem like as you're going on and moving on as a coach, the league is getting younger and younger?
I mean, it does seem that way. However, I guess you look back, I think there's the young players have been contributing and seamlessly transitioning into our league for quite a while here now. I mean, I've come from Toronto here. I remember Austin Matthews scored 4 goals in his first game, and that feels like a long time ago, and you kind of forget about that. But a lot of young players have stepped in for quite some time. Now, when I say a lot, it's not easy to do. It's a select group of guys that are able to do it, but those who are, they're lacking experience, but they're not lacking talent or ability to impact a game, and we've seen lots of that.
Lavigo stepped in on the road trip. What did you see from him now that he gets his first home game here?
Like this game, I thought it was pretty solid at a time when we needed help down the middle of the ice. And he's, coming off of an injury and hadn't played. So that in itself was a challenge for him. I think I talked about it on the road trip. We didn't have a lot of those games where we were playing with the lead, and I think that benefits his game more. In terms of, I think he can give us a regular shift to play against good players and help us in the defensive zone, help us win some faceoffs, help us drive the play down the ice, because I think he can skate and handle the puck. So all those things, I think, he showed well. I just think the way the games went, we weren't able to really highlight the type of game that he can bring to our group. So we're hoping here on home ice that, matchups and last change, all these kind of things, that it just helps a guy like Lavigo, not unlike it does with Glendening.
Do you like what you're getting out of your top-tier players so far?
Yeah, obviously those guys played extremely well, during our stretch, our winning streak, and got off to great starts to their season. I would say nobody had a strong road trip for us. I think Mercer had some success offensively on special teams, power play and penalty kill, but at 5-on-5, I don't think anyone had any particularly strong performances on the road trip. So, coming back home here, we're going to need more from everyone, them included.
Do you like what you're getting out of Meyer so far this season?
Same thing. I think he got a great start to the season, and it was a big reason why we got off to a good start as a team. But I think a lot of our team's play has slept here as the schedules heated up, and fatigue becomes more of a factor. Other teams are starting to find their game. I think we got off to a good start and kind of got a head start on a lot of teams. But as that gap is closed, we haven't found another level yet. And like I said, a lot of our top guys are in that same boat.
Clemens just got to 100 career NHL regular season games on the trip. For a guy in his 4th year, that's not a ton, but how do you kind of see his seasoning that went on the AHL as a 2nd overall pick, but a young defenseman? How do you see him now as a full-time NHLer?
I think he got off to a great training camp and preseason, did a real good job for us. He's had some good games, and he's found ways to help us on offense. He's picked up some points and moving the puck up the ice and doing all that kind of stuff. I think he's showing that there's signs of his game that need to continue to improve, especially on the defensive side of it, and that's the hardest part to get for young guys. I put Luke Hughes in the same sort of situation. These young guys that miss that time and sort of skip that level in the AHL, if you don't have a strong defensive foundation, this league will catch up to you real quick. So that's the kind of stuff that we're working with them on, and trying to fill that gap as quickly as we can, because their development, I think, is directly connected to our ability to find another level as a team, and we've got to continue to work with them on that. And now with the injuries on defense, there's lots of opportunity for them to do so.
Would you be able to confirm Markstrom tonight?
Sure. Yeah.